This message is for those of you who have chosen to walk the divine path, who have felt something stirring deep within your spirit, a quiet whisper, a gentle pull, a sense that there is more to your purpose than what you've been living. Perhaps you followed a path you thought was your own, dedicating yourself to a purpose that felt significant at the time. However, deep within, you have always known that there was more, something greater waiting to emerge. If this resonates with you, then take heart, because the truth is about to be revealed. The purpose you've been living, the one that has shaped your life until now, was never the real one. It was a stepping stone, a prelude, a part of the process, but it was never the fullness of your divine calling. For years, you've carried a quiet yearning, an inner knowing that your purpose is far grander than what you've experienced so far. Now, this stirring is growing louder, more pressing, and more undeniable. Instead, it has been shaped by external forces, by what others think you should do, by what society deems as successful, and by the expectations placed on you by well-meaning but misaligned figures in your life. Even though you've worked hard, even though you've adhered to this blueprint of life, you are left with a sense of emptiness, as though you're living someone else's dream, not your own. The symptoms of living this counterfeit purpose are clear, even if you haven't fully recognized them yet. There's a persistent feeling of emptiness after achieving the things you thought would bring you happiness. You might find yourself seeking external validation, craving the approval of others, or constantly measuring your worth against societal markers of success. Despite your best efforts, no matter how many accolades or accomplishments you achieve, you still feel unfulfilled. This dissonance is the voice within you, whispering that something isn't right. Deep down, you know you're not living the life you were meant to live. You followed the wrong path, the one that was never designed to nurture your true essence. Living a counterfeit purpose has more profound consequences than you might realize. The longer you remain on this path, the more disconnected you become from your true self, and the more you carry a weight that isn't yours. The burnout you feel isn't just a result of overworking or stress. It's the direct result of trying to force yourself into a mold that doesn't fit. The sense of anxiety that lingers, even in moments of success, is a manifestation of the inner conflict between your soul's true desires and the life you're living. You've been carrying a weight that wasn't designed for your spirit and body. You've been pushing yourself to achieve things that never truly resonate with you, and your mind, body, and soul are paying the price. The exhaustion you feel is not just physical, it's emotional and spiritual. It's a deep, unshakable fatigue that doesn't go away, no matter how many hours you sleep or how many successes you rack up. This is a sign that the purpose you're pursuing is out of alignment with your true calling. The feelings of emptiness, of disconnection, of never feeling enough no matter how hard you try, are a direct consequence of following a path that wasn't meant for you. You might have thought that success in a certain career, role, or relationship would bring you happiness and fulfillment. Yet even as you climbed higher and achieved more, you found yourself feeling more lost, more disconnected from your true desires. This feeling of emptiness is not a reflection of your inadequacy. It is a reflection of the fact that you are not living in alignment with your authentic self. This counterfeit purpose didn't just appear overnight. It was planted in you early on. It likely began in childhood, when well-meaning figures like parents, teachers, or mentors guided you towards certain paths. Perhaps they encouraged you to pursue a specific career because it offered stability or prestige. Or perhaps they imposed their own dreams onto you, thinking they knew what was best. The world around you, from the media you consumed to societal expectations, reinforced this idea that success and happiness could be achieved through certain outward markers: wealth, status, or approval. But somewhere deep within, you always knew there was more. You may have dismissed these feelings, ignored the inner tug to explore a different path, or convinced yourself that what you were doing was good enough. The cycle of seeking external validation kept you stuck, even as your spirit longed for something different. This counterfeit purpose kept you trapped in a cycle of comfort, success, and approval, but none of it ever truly felt right. You may have been achieving all the right things, but none of them brought you the fulfillment or peace you were truly seeking. This path, which seemed to promise everything you thought you wanted, has instead left you spiritually dry, emotionally depleted, and disconnected from your true self. The more you followed this blueprint, the more distant you've become from the life you were meant to live. The pursuit of someone else's dream has drained your energy, caused emotional burnout, and created a hollow feeling that no external success can fill. And despite all the outward markers of success, you found yourself asking, is this all there is? The truth is, this counterfeit purpose is not your soul's true calling. It is a distraction, a detour designed to help you recognize the path you are meant to walk. You may have been living according to someone else's vision for your life, but now is the time to awaken to your true purpose. The disconnect you feel is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that you are being called to realign with who you truly are, and to step into a life that resonates with your deepest desires. Living a counterfeit purpose may have brought you some level of success, but it has also left you feeling empty, burnt out, and disconnected from your true self. The life you've been living has been shaped by external expectations, leaving little room for the authentic expression of your soul's true desires. Now, the time has come for you to shed the false identity you've been living and step into the purpose that is truly yours. The stirring you feel within, the nagging sense that something is off, is the call to align with your divine path. This is the moment of awakening, when you can finally release the old blueprint and begin the journey to living a life that resonates with your true essence. Your authentic purpose awaits, and it's time to walk the path that has always been meant for you. At some point in your life, you might have asked yourself, why did it take so long for me to find my true path? Or, why did I have to go through so many struggles before reaching my real purpose? The truth is, your real purpose was hidden from you for a very specific and protective reason. If your divine calling had been revealed too early, you might have not been ready to handle it. God, in His infinite wisdom and understanding of your spirit, allowed you to walk a counterfeit path, not to punish you, but to protect you from the potential destruction that could have come from stepping into your true purpose without the necessary preparation. Your journey through this counterfeit purpose wasn't a mistake. It was an essential part of your spiritual development. Imagine being handed the keys to a kingdom when you're still learning to walk. The weight of the responsibility, the expectations, and the overwhelming nature of such a calling could have torn you apart internally. This process of walking a path that didn't fully resonate with your soul, of living a life that was, in some ways, disconnected from your divine essence, was like a form of quarantine. It kept your real purpose safe and hidden until you were spiritually, emotionally, and mentally prepared to carry it. In quarantine, you were isolated, not by chance, but by divine design. The counterfeit life you lived wasn't wasted. It was a form of protection. It allowed you to grow into the person you needed to be, to step into your real purpose with strength, clarity, and resilience. You were shielded from the pressures and distractions of your true calling, because God knew that only after the right lessons had been learned could you embrace the divine destiny waiting for you. Your real purpose would have been too powerful, too expansive, and too overwhelming to handle if you hadn't been prepared first. So, God allowed you to walk through a season that felt disconnected from your true self. But all the while, you were being transformed, learning the very skills that would make you capable of fulfilling your destiny. While living the counterfeit purpose, you didn't realize the full extent of the lessons being imparted to you. Every trial, every setback, and every moment of confusion or disillusionment was not just a random experience. It was part of a strategic preparation for your real purpose. The lessons you learned during this time were not wasted. Instead, they became transferable skills designed to help you navigate the higher calling that is now being revealed. In your counterfeit life, you learned resilience, the ability to endure difficult times without being destroyed. You developed patience, learning to wait for the right time to step into your true purpose. This waiting period wasn't a form of punishment or a sign that you were doing something wrong. Rather, it was God's way of building you into someone who could withstand the weight of your real calling. Patience allowed you to recognize the value of timing and discernment. It helped you understand that sometimes the most powerful things in life must be nurtured and allowed to grow before they can come into full fruition. Discernment was another skill forged in the fires of your counterfeit purpose. The lessons of discernment, which enabled you to recognize what was truly for you and what was not, will now serve you well as you navigate the complexities of your real purpose. Your ability to distinguish between the true and the false, the divine and the worldly, will guide you as you step into your destiny. The time has come to discover the truth about who you truly are and why you were placed on this earth. The real purpose you've been waiting for is no longer hidden. It's ready to emerge. It's time to step into the life you were always meant to live, one that is aligned with your highest calling and divine destiny. For those who have been walking this journey with an open heart and a steadfast spirit, the time has come for a divine revelation. God has been holding your real purpose in the secret places of your heart, protecting it from being revealed too early. There's been a reason for the delay, a reason why your soul's true calling has remained veiled until this moment. It wasn't to cause you frustration or confusion. It was for your protection. The divine timing of this revelation was critical. If you had known the full scope of your purpose too soon, it might have overwhelmed you. Or perhaps you wouldn't have been ready to step into the fullness of the calling that awaits you. In the counterfeit life, you might have questioned your decisions or felt lost at times. But now you possess the clarity that comes from having experienced life's trials and triumphs. Perhaps one of the most critical skills you've developed is authority. Your journey through the counterfeit purpose taught you the importance of owning your power, standing firm in your truth, and walking with divine authority. You weren't given authority over others immediately. Instead, you were given the authority to master yourself. This inner authority, which you developed in the quiet of your quarantine, will now empower you to lead with grace, compassion, and strength. You learned to lead yourself first, and now you are ready to step into the leadership role your divine calling demands. Each of these lessons, resilience, patience, discernment, and authority, was essential for the journey ahead. You may not have understood it at the time, but now you can look back and see that the difficulties, setbacks, and seemingly misplaced moments of your life were never random. They were all part of the divine preparation for your rise. Without these lessons, you wouldn't have the spiritual foundation to carry the weight of your real purpose. Now that you're ready, those lessons are being called upon to guide you as you take on the responsibilities and blessings of your divine calling. The divine preparation you've undergone mirrors the experiences of many great figures in the Bible, who were also called to powerful purposes but had to undergo periods of isolation, testing, and training before stepping into their true calling. The stories of Joseph, Moses, David, and Paul all demonstrate how God's preparation for a higher purpose often happens in the unseen, in isolation, or in seasons of apparent setback. Joseph, for example, was sold into slavery by his brothers, falsely imprisoned, and endured hardship after hardship. Yet through all of this, he was being prepared for the role he would later play in saving his family and an entire nation. His time in isolation, away from his family and the life he once knew, was not wasted. It was a period of divine refinement that equipped him to step into his destiny with the wisdom, resilience, and leadership necessary for the task ahead. Similarly, Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before being called by God to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. During this time, he faced personal struggles, isolation, and a loss of identity. But it was in the wilderness, during the period of quarantine, that Moses was refined and prepared to lead with divine authority. His purpose had always been greater than he could have imagined, but it was through his isolation and spiritual growth that he became the leader he needed to be. David's journey is another parallel. Anointed by God as a young boy, David spent years in hiding, facing rejection, and living as an outcast before becoming king. His time in the wilderness, in the caves, and among his enemies was a spiritual preparation that honed his character and developed his trust in God. By the time David was finally called to the throne, he had developed the spiritual maturity and strength to handle the responsibility. Paul's transformation is also instructive. Originally Saul, a persecutor of Christians, Paul spent years in isolation after his divine encounter with Christ. This period of personal reflection and spiritual recalibration allowed Paul to become the apostle who would spread the gospel and write much of the New Testament. All of these figures, Joseph, Moses, David, and Paul, were hidden, isolated, or placed in situations of personal struggle before stepping into their divine purpose. Each of them experienced a period of quarantine, where their real purpose was not yet revealed, but they were being prepared, refined, and purified. The period of waiting and testing they endured allowed them to step into a higher calling, equipped with the wisdom, strength, and authority to fulfill their divine destiny. God's plan for you follows this same pattern. Just as He hid the purpose of these biblical figures until the right moment, He has done the same for you. Your quarantine wasn't a punishment, it was divine preparation. Like these biblical figures, you were being shaped and formed for a purpose far greater than anything you may have previously imagined. The waiting, the trials, and the moments of seeming lostness were not in vain. They were all part of the process of preparing you for what is to come. Your real purpose has been hidden for a reason: divine protection and preparation. The counterfeit purpose you have lived, while seemingly fulfilling, was part of a greater plan to shape you into the person you need to be to carry out your true calling. Just like the great figures in the Bible, you have undergone a period of divine quarantine, where you were being refined, trained, and prepared for the responsibility that awaits you. Now that the time has come, the lessons learned, resilience, patience, discernment, and authority are the keys that will guide you as you step into your divine destiny. Trust that your preparation has been worth it, and that the purpose you were always meant to fulfill is ready to be revealed. The time has come for your real purpose to be revealed. For so long, you've lived with a sense of something missing, a deep knowing that what you were doing wasn't quite aligned with your truest calling. Now, the moment of revelation has arrived, and with it comes a powerful transition. The life you've been living, despite your best efforts, your hard work, and your commitment, is not the path you were meant to walk. This revelation marks the end of the counterfeit purpose you've followed and the beginning of a new, authentic journey. You've reached a significant point in your life, one where the previous path is no longer sustainable, and you can no longer ignore the call to step into your divine calling. The transition is not an easy one, and it won't happen without resistance. You've already felt the discomfort, the fear, and the inner turmoil that come with this shift. It is natural to feel uncertainty when you are about to step into the unknown, especially when it requires you to leave behind what you've known for so long. The fear of leaving the familiar can be overwhelming, but deep within, you know that this transition is not only necessary, but inevitable. The time has come for you to move forward. This is not a passive waiting game, it's a call to action. You are being asked to embrace the unknown, to take the necessary steps toward your real purpose, and to trust that what lies ahead is far greater than what you've left behind. As you step into this new chapter, you are stepping into a higher calling. This moment of revelation is an invitation to rise up and claim what is yours. The universe has been preparing you for this, and now it's time to move with confidence and conviction into the fullness of your divine purpose. Transitioning into your real purpose requires not just an emotional and spiritual shift, but also practical action. It's not enough to simply acknowledge the need for change. You must take concrete steps to make that shift happen. The first step in this transition is to fully acknowledge the counterfeit life you've been living. This doesn't mean holding on to regrets or feeling anger about the past. Instead, it's about honoring the lessons that came from that life, recognizing how it shaped you, and understanding that it has served its purpose. The counterfeit life was part of your spiritual growth. It protected you, it taught you resilience, and it prepared you for the purpose you are now stepping into. Acknowledge this and give thanks for the lessons it provided, even as you release it. Once you've honored the counterfeit life, the next step is detoxing from it. Detoxing is about purging the remnants of the old life that no longer serve you. This could be physical, removing items that remind you of the past, or emotional, letting go of relationships, thought patterns, or behaviors that keep you tied to an identity that isn't authentically yours. Detoxing also involves spiritual cleansing. Take the time to clear your mind, body, and spirit of the distractions that have been holding you back. This is the time to cleanse yourself of the negative self-talk, the limiting beliefs, and the emotional baggage that have kept you stuck. Removing these obstacles creates space for your true purpose to emerge. The final step in this transition is activation. This is where you take what you've learned, what you've purified, and what you've embraced, and begin to apply it in real, tangible ways. Activation means moving forward with action. Now that you've cleared away the old life, it's time to step into the new one. Trust the divine guidance that's been given to you and act on it. You may not have every answer or all the details, but you don't need them. The most important thing is to trust that the universe is guiding you, and that by stepping forward, you are aligning with the path you were always meant to walk. The transition into your real purpose will require courage and trust, but the universe will open the doors, and all you have to do is walk through them. God, in His wisdom, has been preparing you for this very moment. All the experiences you've had, the struggles you've faced, the lessons you've learned, and the people you've met have been part of a divine orchestration to bring you to this point. Every step of the journey has been necessary to shape you into the person you need to be to carry out the divine work that is now unfolding before you. It is a work so profound, so impactful, that it could not be revealed until you were spiritually, emotionally, and mentally ready to handle the responsibility that comes with it. But now, God is allowing this purpose to break through. The time of waiting, of feeling uncertain and unfinished, is over. What has been hidden in your heart for so long is now coming to the surface, and it is far greater than you ever imagined. Your divine purpose has been waiting to emerge, and now it is starting to push through the barriers that once held it back. To assist in the transition, consider following a focused approach. A 72-hour protocol that can help you move through the stages of acknowledgement, detox, and activation. In the first 24 hours, allow yourself to reflect on and acknowledge the life you've been living. Write down your experiences, the lessons learned, and the ways in which the counterfeit purpose served its purpose in your life. This is a time for closure and understanding, not judgment or regret. Embrace it for what it was, and thank it for what it taught you. The key in this phase is gratitude and recognition of the value that the old path provided, even though it is no longer the one for you. In the next 48 hours, begin your detox process. During this time, consciously begin to remove the elements of your life that still tie you to the counterfeit path. Clear your environment of any physical reminders and begin letting go of relationships or commitments that no longer serve you. This is the time to release old habits, patterns, and behaviors that keep you attached to the past. Detoxing is a process of release, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And it's necessary to make space for the new life that is coming. As you detox, focus on renewing your connection to your higher self and divine purpose. Meditate, pray, or engage in practices that help you feel spiritually aligned and grounded. Finally, in the last 72 hours, focus on activation. This is the step where you take everything you've learned, all that you've detoxed, and begin to move forward with it. Take practical steps toward living your real purpose. This could mean starting a new project, making a life-changing decision, or taking steps to align your daily actions with your soul's true calling. Activation is about moving from thought and intention into action. It's time to stop waiting and begin walking boldly toward the purpose that has been waiting for you. The universe is guiding you. Trust the path ahead and step into your divine purpose with faith and courage. Stepping into your real purpose is a significant and transformative moment. It's a shift from living a life that was never truly yours to embracing the calling that has always been waiting for you. This transition requires not just emotional and spiritual readiness, but practical action as well. By acknowledging the counterfeit life, detoxing from its limitations, and activating your divine purpose, you are taking the necessary steps to fully align with who you were meant to be. Trust in the process, honor the path that brought you here, and step forward with confidence. Your true purpose is ready to unfold, and the time to claim it is now. No longer can it remain hidden. It is too big, too significant, too powerful to stay concealed any longer. This moment is a divine turning point, a shift in the spiritual atmosphere that is aligning you with the greater mission you were created for. You may not yet fully understand the scope of this new calling, but trust that it will unfold in perfect timing. It may start with small steps or sudden insights, but rest assured, the full picture will be revealed to you in due course. You are here, reading this now, because something has shifted within you. You felt it, even if you couldn't put it into words. The stirring in your spirit, the deep pull in your heart, is not a coincidence. This message has reached you because you are on the brink of something extraordinary. A divine gate has opened, and with it, a flood of clarity and truth is about to pour into your life. The purpose that was once hidden is now becoming undeniable, and it is beckoning you to step forward into your destiny. This is not a time to hesitate or second guess. The gates of opportunity have swung wide open, and the universe is inviting you to walk through them. The truth of your purpose is ready to unfold, and you must now take the necessary steps to align yourself with the divine calling that awaits. There will be no more waiting for the perfect moment, no more wondering when things will fall into place. The time is now. This is the moment you have been preparing for, whether consciously or unconsciously, for your entire life. The first step is to embrace the shift within you. It may feel like a small internal nudge, but it is the beginning of something profound. You are being asked to trust what you are feeling, to trust that the stirring in your soul is leading you to something greater than anything you've experienced before. You have spent so much time walking the path, learning, growing, and evolving. And now the doors to your true purpose are opening. It is time to step forward with courage, knowing that you are divinely supported and guided every step of the way. As you move into this new season, you may face some initial fear or uncertainty, but this is part of the process. Understand that the fear you feel is simply the sign that you are stepping into something new and unfamiliar. Embrace it, for it is through the discomfort of the unknown that you will find your true strength and power. God has not brought you this far to leave you now. He has prepared you for this moment, and He will continue to guide you as you step into your divine purpose. This invitation is not just about you. It is about the impact you are meant to make on the world. Your purpose, once hidden, will now shine brightly, illuminating not only your life, but the lives of others. You are being called to lead, to inspire, to transform, and to bring light into the dark places of the world. This is the work you were always meant to do, and now the universe is aligning to bring it into fruition. This moment is a turning point in your life, an awakening to the truth of who you are and why you are here. The purpose you've been living thus far was never the full extent of your divine calling. It was only the beginning. Now, the real work, the divine purpose that has been hidden and protected for so long, is ready to be revealed. Trust that the timing is perfect, that the universe is guiding you, and that the steps you take from here will be aligned with the highest good of all. Embrace this moment as the gateway to your true destiny, and walk boldly into the life you were always meant to live. The divine shift has already begun, and the time to step into your higher calling is now. Let go of any doubts, fears, or hesitations. The truth is unfolding before you, and with each step, you are moving closer to the divine mission that has been written in your soul. This is your time. The world is waiting for you to rise. The life you've been living, despite your best efforts, despite all your hard work and dedication, is not your true calling. Deep down, you've known it, even if you haven't had the words to express it. This purpose you've been pursuing, the one that has shaped your actions, your decisions, and your sense of fulfillment, is not authentically yours. It's someone else's blueprint. It's a counterfeit purpose, a version of success and happiness that has been crafted around the expectations of others rather than your own soul's deepest desires. From the outside, everything might appear perfect. You've likely made all the right choices, pursued the career that seemed to align with your capabilities, followed the path that was supposed to bring you security and respect, and worked tirelessly to meet the standards that were set for you. On paper, it looks right. It sounds right. And at times, you may even feel a fleeting sense of accomplishment or success. But something still feels off. There's a nagging sense, an inner knowing that you've been following the wrong path. And no matter how much you achieve, it doesn't bring the fulfillment your spirit craves. You might question, why does it still feel like something is missing? The truth is, this counterfeit purpose is not aligned with who you truly are. It's not built on your unique talents, passions, or divine calling.